thanks for inviting us to your home.
I appreciate it.
That means a lot.
Thank you.
That means a lot to me.
I appreciate it.
I'm glad you're doing the show. December 19th, the Barclays, of course, you know, my man Run is going to tear that house down.
Yes, sir.
He does this. How does it feel after so many years coming back to New York?
To tell the truth, Run DMC, we stopped for a while after Jay passed.
Right.
So I just kind of let it go, doing Run's house and things like that. And Jay-Z gave us a call some years back, maybe about 2 or 3 years, and we did Made in America in Philly.
I love
so we said, okay, cool. We did the little one-off for the festival, and then we did another one. But when I got the call from Hot 97 from TT, I was like, what is going on? They're talking about headlining the Barclays? I'm like, I'm retired. Like,
right,
you know,
right,
semi,
right.
if I'm gonna do a big festival or something where nobody even from around here knows what's going on. So I'm like, all right, who's on the bill? Like LL. I was like, okay, all right, Cool J. And they said, this rapper Lecrae, he's crazy, sells out all these different places. I'm like, all right. And then I got a call like a week later, I was with Diggy, and it was like, and they putting your son on the bill. So everybody was like, what is going on?
Like, what?
Where did this wave of favor? And I was like, all right, I know how to do the show. We did about 5 or 6, so I'm ready. I know what to do. And bring the people, and I shall bring the rhymes.
You sure? Exactly.
I'm doing Rock Box. I'm doing Peter Piper, Suck MCs, you know, King of Rock. So I'm like, all right, I'm in. So that's basically, and now it's starting to sink in because all the phone calls start. Yo, because I need 6 tickets, and you know how that goes.
Yeah.
I need to be there.
And we go hard. So shout to BLS, shout to Hot 97. And just so you know, for us, this is our first time 2 incredible New York radio stations as such, you know, legendary, you know, BLS and Hot 97 get together to do this for the holidays. So for all you hip hop fans out there, this is definitely a family affair. I'm bringing my son out.
Whoa,
you know,
I'm bringing my son out.
And that's the crazy
Diggy,
part.
yeah,
I love that. So shout out to Diggy, shout out to everybody's going to be on board. I think Ray Shrimmer is going to also be a part of the show.
Is that No Flex?
Yeah, No Flex
Okay,
Zone
wow.
and
so
No
it's
Tight.
old and new.
I mean, yeah. Why
Okay,
not?
You got LL Cool J.
Why not? I mean, you know, ladies love him. You know,
Right.
You know how that works. You know how that works. So let's talk a little bit. I know you for a long time. You're one of my idols. But tell people how, I guess, how Run DMC got formed.
Okay, so basically, my brother Russell Simmons,
yes,
he was into hip hop early on, and since he was into hip hop, you know, I'm like, what is going on? Because I used to hear, yo, your brother was on the mic last night. So he was actually touching the mic before me. He wasn't rapping, but he was promoting parties.
Right.
So I'd wake up in the morning and go up to Hollis and say, Russell was at such and such. I was like, really? What is this? Because before that, before DJing started in like the earliest 70s, I remember it was just bands coming out in front of people's houses.
Right.
Then it changed to DJs coming out in front of people's houses on a block party.
Right.
And Russell used to go to the block parties and promote his little party. He's always been a businessman. So Russell went to college and he got with a dude named Kurtis Walker, who was Kurtis Blow.
Kurtis Blow.
And I was just jocking them. You know, they come home, I want to cook breakfast for them, make sure they good, because I wanted to be down. So I was like, yo, what's going on? How could I do this? And I snuck my way in to be a DJ for Kurtis Blow.
Smart.
I was the son of Kurtis Blow. So I used to do shows for like $30 a show. I used to DJ for Kurt. And this is right before he was making records, and then he put out Christmas Rapping.
That's right.
Christmas Rapping came out, I was the DJ. And by the time the breaks came out, I had broke my arm playing basketball. So Davey D stepped in.
Oh.
And I had to go to school during the winter, and Kurt was touring big because of the breaks. So I got with my man DMC, we went to St. Pascal's together in Hollis.
Right.
So when I got with him, I kept nagging Russell because Davey already had my job, you know, Davey DMX.
That's right. Davey D, you
are
are the best.
Right.
Right.
So he had my job, and I was like, me and D got something, and they were looking at us, Larry Smith and Russell, and they put together a demo tape called It's Like That, and that's the way it is. We took it to Profile Records, and it was over.
Done deal.
Done. And we found Jam Master Jay was from Hollis, and I kept telling him every day, yo, me and this dude named Daryl, we got a record company, we want you to be the DJ. And Jay was like, I got you, Run, I got you. Because he was like the gangster from Hollis.
Yes.
Like, I got you. I was like, all right, we got a show at the Fever. He was like, I'll be there. Came on the train. Like, yeah, we got Jay from Hollis. So Jay came with the big hat. We didn't even wear the hats yet. You know, that's the
But
gangster.
Jay had the hat.
Come on.
Jay
That's
had the hat
the
early.
whole gangster came from Jay. He had the hat early. the leather suit, like he's there, no shoestrings in him, with the glasses poked out, real B-boy.
So how does
So we kind of formed our look behind Jay.
Yeah, how did so Jay had that real gangster hip hop B-boy whatever look, and you guys
we was
together.
from St. Pascal's, and we were good kids. I mean, we were from Hollis, but Jay was from Hollis.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like for real.
For real.
Right. So the image kind of formed into what Jay was dressing.
So how does that feel? Because I feel like today in 2014, 2015, there's still a lot of your style in fashion.
Wearing the hats and
the sneakers still.
We changed
the leather pants are back.
Right. We changed the course of it because rap didn't know what to do. We were trying to when Melly Mel and them started playing arenas and all that. I think that the hip hop at that point was trying to figure out what should we wear and do to be a part of what Kool and the Gang, Rick James, because it was getting so big for Flash and them, and they was kind of like dressing more towards what they were wearing.
Right.
And what
rock and roll, R&B superstars.
So they were thinking this is what we should do. And
I saw fur, raccoon tail.
That was Rick James type
leather,
stuff.
vest.
Parliament Funkadelic. What we did was we kept on what Melly Mel and them in Hollis and Bronx was wearing before that, which was Melly Mel and them used to rock the mink coats, the hats and all that. And it kind of changed when they went on to do stadiums. What we did was whatever we were wearing in Hollis that morning is what was worn on stage that night. No matter how much money we got, the only thing we would do is go to Jamaica Ave and just figure out what's the newest Adidas or Pumas or whatever was out there.
Right.
We wasn't trying to follow what we thought was acceptable. We were saying this is acceptable. So that's why it never changed. Hip hop still dresses like hip hop. So we kind of we didn't change nothing. We just kept what the hood was doing.
Right.
We didn't change.
The staples.
Right. We kept what the streets was wearing. So what inspired you and inspired people through Run DMC was we was you.
Right.
It wasn't far-fetched that you could go get a pair of Adidas.
Right.
But it was far-fetched for you to wear feathers and so we kept it right where DJ Enuff could be inspired that these guys are me.
Yes. And I wanted to be them so bad.
And it was available.
Yes.
And now you are.
Yes. Yeah. All right. I'll take that. Right. Talk about your brother real quick in Def Jam. Were you available? Did you see it grow? Were you right there? Did you help him with any decisions, or was that all Russell? And was that all
he was the
Leor,
boss.
and was that all
Leor came through me, but Russell, he was the boss. He used to give parties, like I was telling you earlier, and the parties that he gave, me and D used to just give out the flyers for him. Before rap records were made, it'd be in my attic, there'd be a bunch of flyers. I'd take an armful of them, he'd give us $20. We go plaster up all of Jamaica Avenue, all of the city to say a Rush. Rush was a force in college parties. So he was a businessman. So that's how Russell started, through giving parties. And then he became an independent record promoter. He had a little card, Rush. So he'd go and take records and give them to the DJ Enuffs.
Right.
So this is the new record by Kurtis Blow, or this is the new record by Chic, or whatever.
Right, whatever.
So he would meet with people and say, I got you. I'm the streets. I'm going to promote the records. And that's how Russell got started. He went from a party promoter to the guy that gives you the records to putting out Kurtis Blow, Run DMC, LL Beasties, and he just kept going, and he sold all those companies.
How much or how real was the movie Crush Groove? I mean, was that
the story?
Yeah. How much of that was real? How much of it was, played?
None of that was real. Let me think. None of the storyline was real. I had no problems with no other dude. I didn't know Sheila E. Nothing. The only thing that was real was my moves. I was being me with a script.
Okay.
So what made you believe it was me? My father was in it, and Russell was my brother, and all this stuff, but none of it.
It was very real. Like, we thought that was it.
Nah, that wasn't my white Cadillac, but that's how I would park my car. I was, when I was sitting there, Shirley told me, we champagne and come on. I was keeping my street in me because I knew what y'all needed to see.
Right.
Again, keeping it hood no matter what. And that's the thing that people mess up on sometimes. They let people that are outside of what they do control what they do, unlike Tyler Perry, who does what he wants to do.
Right.
When you don't do what you want to do, you end up compromising the vision. I heard Martin Lawrence, when he made that TV show we love it so much. He does what he wants to do.
Right.
So he had to keep chopping down the producers like, easy. That's corny.
We want to do what we want to do.
Right, so when you give that power away, you lose what you really are. So I've never given that power away.
And you're still working right now. You got a couple of TV shows you're doing right now?
Run's House was what I wanted to do. I was like, we don't need to be ratchet.
Right.
We don't do that.
And it worked.
No, but that was my life. I was grown,
Right.
became a Rev, and I was like, how's that gonna work on MTV? I'm like, this is my family.
Right.
We're grown. Well, I'm grown. This is what I'm doing now. I'm a reverend. I'm just gonna show you my happy life.
Right.
And urban, black people, we're gonna look good, and you're gonna know it's the truth. Anything else would be a lie. I didn't have a ratchet going on. I was grown.
No, that's it.
So again, did what I wanted to do. I had Russell saying, let the man do what he wants to do. Yeah, I'm gonna send emails from a tub. That's what I do.
I love it.
So it's like, you're gonna give me some bubbles. I wanna be authentic because you can smell.
Yeah.
People like, we don't believe you. Even in the first season, I was putting my little old school album out. I'm making it myself. I might not be able to compete with what's going on, and I'm not gonna try.
Right.
I'm gonna give you an old school album. So I even put that into the episode. So you was like, this dude is at least keeping it real.
Right.
And then you're able to connect with somebody that's not lying.
That's it. How close were you to some of your label mates at the time? Beastie Boys, Cool J. What was the relationship like?
It was more of a management thing because we were on Profile.
It was Rush.
On Def Jam,
it was Rush, right?
Right. So they were all coming up under us. They were LL came as a result of Run DMC to find Russell and Rick.
Right.
The Beasties were connected with Rick Rubin, and they just kind of connected. So we toured together, so we was cool. Some nights I wouldn't even stay on my own tour bus. I would go on a tour bus with the Beastie Boys. I stayed with them. That'd be fun for me. Like, yo, I'm gonna staying on our bus. So that was real fun, just knowing that freedom at 19, 20 years old to just moving around without, just on the road. So that was cool. And LL Cool J came. He was from Farmers, and he'd be in the hallway. We're like, what up, L? So we was really cool.
What were these cities like, when you first touched down in Atlanta, when you first touched down in LA and Chicago and Texas? Not the same cities they're not the same cities that they are now. They were different.
Well, they hadn't made their hip hop move yet. So they were just like, wow, wow. We had a hit record on the radio where they was just like that, Sucker MC. So it was new to us because rap was just breaking, and it was new to them, and they were like coming out. Whatever quote unquote gangsters or cool people from that town would come to see Run DMC. Because right before us, it was either Parliament Funkadelic or Marvin Gaye or whatever. So we were new.
Right.
The only thing that had happened before me was Kurtis Blow and Flash.
Right.
So it was brand new. So when you get there, and those people that were like us from those towns come with their type of liquor and their type of living, and they be like just checking it out. Next thing you know, you got Scarface. You got Rap-A-Lot. They was like, okay, we got this.
Right.
So they just like formed Voltron and started, next thing you know, edging out New York. And like, watch out. Next thing you know, Jay's rapping, like, can I get a word? Like, rapping a little like that.
Yeah.
So they made their move too, so boom.
That's good.
And now there's a movement, like think about the movement in LA after NWA, and think about Atlanta right now. Yeah. Think about Texas and all those different
The founding fathers.
Right.
Speaking about father, you got your son.
Oh yeah.
On this show with us.
Yeah, Diggy.
This is your first time performing with your son.
Yes.
What does that do for you?
It said a lot about BLS and Hot 97 for me. It honored me like I didn't expect to be honored. We want Diggy on the show too. Like, really? Okay. So the truth of the matter is, it was kind of like. Truth of the matter was like sort of like a dream state. Like, why are they doing this? Because I'm used to being like, Hot 97 Summer Jam, but this came full circle to have headlined concerts when I was Diggy's age at the Garden. To come back and have Diggy on the bill was a bit overwhelming. I had to get on my knees a couple more times. To
really?
Say, like, God, what is like? I remember Diggy's co-manager Perry Coy's like, God is moving, God is moving, God is moving, God is moving. I was like, well, he wouldn't tell me what. Yo, they're putting Diggy on the show. I was like,
that's great.
And then I went and told Dig. He's like, it's real when they say it. And then the tweet went up. Added Diggy Simmons. He's like, all right. He started putting up posts, and then
the radio promotion.
And then you got moms and grandma and everybody saying we're coming. So it's like it's pretty weird around here right now.
I love that
we're playing together, and we got a lot of tickets that we got to give a lot of family members. So it's a very big moment for me.
Good. I'm happy for you guys. You and LL have done arenas before in the past.
Yeah, many times.
So is this easy? Just like you and him getting back to
going
back home and doing it once again?
It's easy for the fact that I did a couple of shows recently with D. So we know what we're gonna do. And LL's been running around with Z-Trip, so he knows what he's gonna do. So I remember Jay-Z saying something years ago. I was watching one of his tapes, and I heard him tell Questlove, we only in Boston. So in his mind, he was basically saying, don't get shook. Don't get shook that it's New York. Like, he wasn't saying nothing's the matter with Boston. He's like, don't let this be bigger than you can handle in your mind that you've messed up.
That's it.
So when I heard him say that, I already used to think like that. If I'm in London and I got to come all the way to New York to play, I just act like I'm somewhere crazy where I'm not as scared. So in my mind, I'm like, you got this.
Why is it? Why does New York put so much pressure on artists, period?
Well, because come on, man.
I know the answer, but I have to ask the question.
We're not having it. It's like we created it. We're not impressed easily. So since we're not impressed easily, either you up to the full snuff or you don't say nothing.
Right.
Or like it's like if you don't got your tweet right, don't put it out if you don't want to get dissed.
Exactly.
If you ain't got the right show, don't put it on TV.
Right.
If you ain't got the rhymes, don't come in front of everybody because we want to see something good and it has to be top notch or we gonna laugh and we gonna criticize the next morning. It's kind of rough out here.
No, it is.
There's a lot of bullying, and I won't say New York is bullies, but we just. We gotta have
and because of the state of like you said, being bullies, New York,
bullies.
Jersey, whatever it is. How'd you successfully let these cameras into your home? Especially when I know family's everything to you.
It was perfectly easy. First of all, coming out from being Run.
Right.
I realized at one point that I needed to change my life.
Right. So
for me, I'm going to church. So therefore, we don't bother church people. We love people of God. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at the way people get on stage, I like to thank God. So in my mind, I knew the hip hop nation, black people, is gonna respect a man who changed his life. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't afraid to show my family, as somebody else would say, so you're gonna put your family on MTV, you're gonna put it in front of
millions
DJ
of people.
And not just millions of people, just hard-minded people that want to see it right. I was like, so I'm going the other route. So I'm not trying to impress you. I'm not cool. I'm cool's inspiration.
Got it.
So I'm not saying I'm the coolest. I'm like, I'm above cool. I'm going to be a father. I'm going to be a husband. So based on that, I know the way we, meaning us, react. I wasn't trying to out DMX, or out Jay-Z. I put a suit on. So once I did that, I knew I don't have no problems
you're good.
So putting it on, I was like, okay, we love this. But what they didn't know, what people didn't know, whether it was the suit and ties, like, how are you gonna come so soft and get such a big impact? I was like, I got this. Because it was wisdom to know that I couldn't out hard the new rappers.
And that part I understand, and I get it, but that's for you individually as being a father yourself.
But I knew what we liked as people.
But now, social media is taking over everything, right?
I've been offered shows on VH1.
No, I get it.
I'm explaining to you.
How do you
keep my family safe?
How do you protect Diggy, Angela? How do you protect JoJo from all the harsh things maybe the internet says, or all the harsh things that are on
first of all,
social media?
It's a good question.
Because that has to bother you.
No, here's what I do. With Angela, Diggy, with most of us in this household, I just try to keep it to a place where I'm not putting myself in that type of exposure. I have 2 shows.
100%.
On a renovation channel. Mm-hmm. You're not coming there to bother me. I have another show on the cooking channel. It's even going further pop. So anybody in my house that wants to act like they can infiltrate and be 2 Chainz, you're out of order.
Right.
Because we're not 2 Chainz.
Right.
So you leave me alone. because I'm grown. But if I try to act like I need your attention, I'm giving you a lot of secrets here.
That's right.
If I'm looking for Hot 97's attention, I wasn't gonna get this call.
Right.
Run down here every day asking to get his records played. Don't you know you over? So in my mind, I'm like, I'm good. I'm not gonna try to infiltrate with Rockbox. I know it's time for daggone, no flex zone. I'm not stupid.
Right.
I'm sure you have a way that you have to play your life at 45
Of course,
years old.
of course.
So for me,
Of course.
yeah, I was offered recently different things on popular, really pop. I was like, I'm gonna get beat up. They don't wanna see Run's house again right now. They wanna see and beat up these other crazy shows. So the time I did it, it was on social media, it was good timing. See, it's all about timing. So for me, I'm good. If you wanna catch me, you catch me on HGTV and watch me redo my house. If you want to see me, catch me on the
I love it. I love it.
I'm grown.
I love it.
If I try to act too young, you're done.
I'm with you that.
But I'm not mad at the youngsters.
No, not at all.
The youngsters do what they do. I love what they do.
I think that's where we win because we sort of co-sign what they're doing.
Exactly.
You
Suppose
understand?
you start getting on the radio tomorrow saying, because when running them, all these new cats, then you chump yourself.
Yeah, you sounds crazy.
And then you can't go too far into, you co-sign them enough, and you can co-sign your own age enough.
Exactly.
It's a balance. You got to be smart.
Yeah. Is there a song that might happen between you and your son? Or you guys didn't get there yet?
We've experimented with stuff like that a while back. I've been in the studio with Diggy before. We're careful with that too. If we make something one day that happens to be like, this is it, it'll happen. Basically, I let him do his own thing.
Got you.
Which is, he's an incredible rapper, period.
Right. No, he's super nice.
Yeah, he's super nice on the mic. So
super nice.
So based on the fact that he's really nice on the mic, I don't try to, it's got to be a careful thing. It's like this show. When timing comes, if we do something and it happens to work, and we end up doing it and it's big and it ends up on the Grammys, we don't want to lose.
No pressure.
Right.
No pressure.
All right.
It's all good. Run, thanks for having us.
Yes, sir.
Man.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate it. Hot 97.